the Democratic Party is such a race-mongering KKK-style group now that you saw the new DNC chair who's been nominated. She said, I'm white, but I will keep white people down. I will shut them up. And I'll make sure you, a people of color, get the privilege. That is literal KKK talk. Meanwhile, Trump, but inverted, is like, we're going to come together. Nothing can stop us. And they run around saying he's racist all day. While the Clintons sucked billions, $2 billion. This is confirmed. Even the Washington Post admits it. Kept 96+% of the money in Haiti. We sent an aid mission there. And the people of Haiti, if you say the word Clinton, want to kill you. It's all on Infowars.com. And so Roger Stone's really concerned about this because we've discovered what appears to be a Clinton mold inside the Trump White House that wants to basically take control of an initiative out to Haiti and certify the new Clinton viceroy or vice king or minion or puppet that's there. But I don't want to spend our whole 30 minutes, we have 25 minutes with Roger Stone on that. I want to just recap it. The Dr. Jerome Corsi article from Friday, the interview I did with Roger for the Nightly News, that's all up on Infowars.com. But this is a big deal. I want to get into some of the other stuff, this ruling. You know, in fact, let's hit that first. Roger, we have this ruling. And we have one federal judge at the same level saying, citing history, the law, the executive order. Of course, the president can do this. Then you've got this other federal judge, this George W. Bush minion, this open borders guy, the Soros-style guy, saying, no, you can't. And then the Ninth Circuit, that's San Francisco, totally socialist, saying, we're going to wait till you file more information. Well, it's known powers of presidents to do this. So they're trying to make law from the bench preemptively, even though they know he's about to get his Supreme Court justices in. And then you see the open calls in another 15 newspapers a day. I mean, more than that, to kill Trump. This is clear insurrection. And then you have the deputy head of the Defense Department under Obama shopping in major newspapers a coup d'etat. That's not free speech. This is open, organized rebellion against the elected president that the American people have because they're so desperate. Rogers?
No, Alex, I think you're absolutely right. The resistance to the election of President Trump continues. The many in the mainstream media and many in the government intend to pull out the stops in an attempt to smear Trump and remove him. None of this has abated. It's as if the election never really happened. It's as if their challenge of the Electoral College didn't fail. It's as if their recount wasn't essentially a worthless waste of time that ultimately increased the number of votes for Donald Trump. So the biggest problem, I think, right now, Alex, is the infighting within the Trump administration, where I think some aides to the president are disserving the president with their leaks. Nixon would be rolling in his grave. Now,
and by the way, we know some of the names. We're trying to be nice here. We know about the dirty tricks behind the scenes. I mean, these people need to stop right now.
Well, look, this is a power game. And Steve Bannon is entirely focused on policy matters where he is simpatico with the president of the United States. Steve Bannon is Trump's brain story, as planted by some who are not friends of Steve Bannon, is meant to hurt Bannon's standing with the president, making it look as if Bannon is taking credit for the president's accomplishments.
Sure, because the president has his agenda, his will, that is synced because they're both Americana guys. It doesn't mean one or the other, is controlling the other. He picked him because he's so synced with him, or simpatico, as you said. And so they're busy spending all their time trying to run him out because they know he's the guy helping the president actually go vet and check and then put his agenda out, which we've already seen in beautiful lightning war fashion in the last 16 days.
That's exactly right. And you very clearly have now a Reince Priebus, regular Republican, never Trump faction, which is the larger faction because Priebus has sway and authority over the hiring of the White House staff. When the president gave him this authority, he gave him quite a bit. Now, there is grumbling among many of the original Trump people that a very, very small number of Trump supporters seems to be serving on the White House staff or even thus far in the administration. So that is a kind of a festering problem. In fairness, the president's only been in office for 2 weeks, and it's a little early to say. But I would point out to you, Alex, that when Jim Baker, who had managed George Bush's campaign, was hired by Ronald Reagan to be his White House chief of staff, the first thing Baker did to insulate himself from criticism is to go out to a large number of high-level Reagan alum from his gubernatorial days, from his campaigns, like Lynn Nofziger and others, and appoint them to visible positions in the administration.
That's right. Let me say it in layman terms here. Trump's super smart, has great guts, great instincts. I'm not second-guessing him. I marvel at what he's done. But he's brought in a disproportionate amount of his hardcore never-Trump enemies, and they're surrounding him, and they're already doing weaselly stuff. They're already leaking, and the Republican establishment's already not backing him on this clear situation with protecting our sovereignty and from terrorists. And so Trump is a corporate guy who's used to taking over a company, and you know, if he puts in the old leadership that was still doing a good job, they're still going to be for him because now he's just the owner. I think there may be some instinctual blind spots here because I know he thinks he's going to co-opt them for our agenda by being nice to them and still letting them have power. He doesn't understand that they joined the globalists because they have a twist of evil, a twist of Cain, and they've been promised even bigger things if they can kill the king, and that this is kind of a let's stab Julius Caesar to death here.
Well, I happen to know for a fact that both the New York Times and the Washington Post were granted access to Reince Priebus, Kellyanne Conway, and Steve Bannon on the record on Friday. And if you listen to all of them, we're one big happy family. There are no tensions. There is no jockeying for White House positions or government positions. And that is, I understand, what they're supposed to say as good soldiers. And as I say, those who have leaked do a disservice to the president. So their fighting is not in the open. Their fighting is subterranean, as it were. But it is really hurting the president. Somebody leaked to the Washington Post last week that Trump was like a clueless child in a particular meeting. These are people who work for Trump. It's also not true, anybody who's met him. So,
well, sure, and I mean, let's just, oh my gosh, Trump is so slick, it's unbelievable. But the point is, I want to come back and talk about this. We've got the bureaucrats, and I read this Friday, I made some calls, and so far I have 3 confirmed sources that the Pentagon believes that this Obama strike list that was given to Trump the day he visited the CIA, that Obama had the green light to strike. He knew they were al-Qaeda, ISIS bases, and said, no, don't hit them. That they may have forwarded to the Saudi Arabians that strike list to set up our troops, to set up Trump.
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.